Well, hello everyone. I just got back from an early showing of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and before I begin, funny story. Wait, apparently something's going on in the aspect ratio in the theater I was seeing this. It took them about 20 minutes to correct it. Like, they had it in like the full screen 4:3 ratio. Hell, and I'll talk more about this coming attractions. They got it back to the 16:9 aspect ratio that they usually have, which is good because personally, if I wanted to see it on something that minuscule, I would have waited for the Disney Plus release, which I will be doing a spoiler review. So let's begin. The film marks the third and final installment in the Ant-Man trilogy, at least for now, and the official start of Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And while this may not be my favorite film I've seen from the studio, I once again reiterate that I enjoy myself, and again, I'll keep bringing up the James Bond and Godzilla comparisons, and as long as they're relevant to the conversation, which they are. I haven't put too much. I'm just waiting for like the RT and other scores to level out because they keep fluctuating as I record this. But it's still nice that you can count the amount of movies we've seen that way so far on one hand, and at least it's not blood and honey. That's where they're getting roasted, man. Maybe I'll talk about that if I'm looking for a bad movie to cover Halloween, especially. So let's continue. As Scott Lang, playing my Paul Rudd, is readjusting civilian life and reconnecting with his daughter Cassie, played by Catherine Newton in this version, as in Lucy and Detective Pikachu. So two of my fandoms are connected now. How they end up getting pulled into the quantum realm and crossing paths with Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors. And let me say, hey, on top of the returning cast for this film, both Newton and Majors are welcome additions to the story. And if this is going to be the next threat going forward, who is going to have far-reaching as far as space saying, if this is going to be the next big bad going forward, then I'm all for it. I mean, based on what you described, he's more or less Thanos to Thanos. And it turns out that his connections to both the first season Loki as well as the second one are a bit more complicated than I originally envisioned. Again, we'll be seeing why here, which should give you an idea of just how many angles Kang is playing. And same goes for Bill Murray's bit part. Let's just say that whether or not the allegations are true, let's just say that that the fate he meets is actually pretty entertaining if you're inclined to lean towards the allegations being correct about him. And you can probably tell this just from just the advertising alone, but the film is visually stunning. I mean, in many ways, the episodes of Mandalorian reworked on as well as other Star Wars spin-offs were like a test from what it could do with the volume, stagecraft, how the ideal blend of both practical and digital effects. It really does look and feel like a comic book come to life, and that's coming from someone who is not the biggest reader, but I would not be surprised if they found a way to bring in, like, say, like the Micronauts or ROM, providing the color red tape as well. Especially, hey, like you're gonna be in for a treat, especially if you see this in larger formats like IMAX as well, man. And I'm not sure how big the opening's gonna go, and even though it's not quite the breath of fresh air the first two movies were, I think that whatever happens for the next Avengers lineup in Secret Wars and the Kane Dynasty, we're definitely going to be in for quite a ride. Yeah. I'm liking Bill Pope's cinematography in this film. He's the same man who was director of photography for Spider-Man 2, still my favorite standalone Spider-Man movie, even my love for No Way Home, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and the first Matrix. So that's definitely got a lot going for it. In fact, he even worked in Shang-Chi in Phase 4, so he definitely understands how to make a visual presentation look good on screen and have a lot of things going on while still keeping it cohesive. The eye subconsciously knowing where to look on the screen. And I definitely am looking forward to seeing more of Newton as Cassie if she keeps the part going forward. I mean, and even though oh the the story of Scott Lang may be wrapped up for now, it's clear the Infinity Saga has just begun. So I'll definitely give this like a solid 3 out of 4. And now onto a riff on some coming attractions. Let's just get the bad one out of the way first by going in release order to keep things as gentle as I can. 65, which stars Adam Driver, and oh boy, I may like him and many other works I've seen him in, not just obvious ones like sequel trilogy, but also his dramas and more comedic works as well. Like that Squarespace ad I saw is quite amusing. I definitely would build a website with him. But this film, oh yikes. I know the Quiet Place films are good, look for the third one, but this script, it definitely could use more rewrites, and it's kind of a red flag that they changed the release date multiple times before they got their most recent one. It's going to be a lot of competition, and which I'll get to in a bit. But we have the have okay. This film has a budget of at least $90 million, yet the visual effects for the dinosaurs don't look worse than Jurassic Park did almost 30 years ago, which is abysmal. I mean, that said, the concept of him shooting at the dino attacks actually what makes this a decent Turok film if you want to re-edit it. That's again, it's Sony, so like with I'm favorite of hearing Morbius to Morb all the Razzies, so we have more fun of a bad movie night whenever it comes on VOD, I suppose. So, St. Patrick's Day, says the Fury of the Gods. I mean, whatever happens next with DC Extended Universe or DC Universe, whatever we're going to be calling it, I know that I'm probably going to be enjoying this movie. Guys, I enjoyed the last film in 2019, what I've now taken calling before time, a long, long ago, with most of the principal cast was David Sandberg being back. I mean, to face a new enemy team led by Hera Mirren, it should be quite fun. I still had no objections to the line had in the initial cut of this trailer, where, again, it fits the whole transposing like the silver and golden age aspects of the character into a modern setting, and even if I'm not sold on The Flash or Blue Beetle, I'm definitely sold on this and next Aquaman, which I don't know, we'll talk about another time. March 24th is going to have a couple ones in mind. Like, one is an inspirational religious dramedy called Jesus Revolution, in which a hippie growing up in the late 1960s tries to help spread the word. And even though my takes on faith have been quite complicated in my life, I've always ended to lean more towards the optimistic stories about how the higher power than the cynical ones, like the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I mean, ones are about hope, and while I'm on that subject, Creed 3, the directorial debut of Michael B. Jordan, who plays a role in the first two films, and again, has another connection with Jonathan Majors, as being like the Clubber Lang-esque adversary that Creed is going to be going up against. After we watch the first two movies, get ready. And even though Stallone's not going to be in this one as Rocky, he is still going to be co-writing and producing it, so there's that. I definitely think it's already going to be in some select theaters the beginning of March. It's going to be going wide on Easter weekend, which should be a solid rollout for the movie, I would say. So, let's continue. Last, but definitely not least, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on May 5th, the third and final film in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, with James Gunn returning the helm for one last ride, and the Guardians facing not only the High Evolutionary, but also Adam Warlock, the latter is played by Adam Poulter, by Will Poulter, sorry, I misspoke there, who's been in quite a few films, but once again, and is joining his friends in the franchise, and it looks like they took his suggestion to do it the old-fashioned way for making people too well, and it's gonna be a bit more drama this time around. Gonna have the plot armor especially off, meaning a lot of people might not always make it out, but in their own way, they'll all fly together in the big beautiful sky. Really great use of rainbows since you've been gone, which is basically what the band Dio was aiming for both his solo career and his tenure with Sabbath as well. Miss you, Ronnie. Anyway, that'll be it for now, and I will see you all tomorrow on Belated Look. Live action person at Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Take care, everyone.